Can somebody tell me? World music, somebody? It's international. It's from everywhere. It's a piece of the Caribbean, a piece of Africa, a piece of Europe, a piece of North America, and combined to show that music is one language that everybody understands and that can communicate and move everybody. So you're very, very lucky to be here today. Some of you are going to get to come up and perform. You never know. Maybe the next person that's going to do what Chalo does is here in this audience today. So enjoy it, embrace it, and again, just see what you can do in a community when you decide you can take something bad and make something good out of it. And so the best of the best, let me introduce to you Chalo Eduardo.
How's everybody doing? Is everybody here? Yeah. Do we need to wait for anybody else? No. Really now? Take a deep breath and exhale. Another deep breath and everybody scream! Well, we just started our own orchestra just now. Part of playing percussion instruments here is making sounds with the vocal cords, with the mouth first. Hold on a second, let me see. Hold on. Wait, I think there's a Pokemon figure over there. Hold on, excuse me. Just kidding. So, when you verbalize the sounds of these drums, it actually is the beginning of learning how to play percussion instruments. What's percussion instruments? Percussion instruments is when you play an instrument that doesn't have, let's say, necessarily a harmonic or a melody. Like a guitar, violin, piano. It's more percussive. How many of you know how to do percussion with your mouth? Everybody? Very good, you guys know it. So we're going to learn how to play some rhythms here. We're going to listen to a lot of my friends that are here, my instruments I've been playing a long time. I grew up in San Francisco Bay Area, in the Mission District, where we had a lot of, luckily there was a lot of drumming going on back then, and I really was able to hone my skills, basically playing in the parks and the streets, and we didn't have classes back then, but I was able to meet a man called Carlos Santana. Anybody know Santana? And along my musical journey, I was able to meet a lot of the local San Franciscan musicians and then global musicians, so that's been a very nice sojourn that I had. And so today what we're going to do is we're going to take some of that experience that I can share with you, and like Nora was saying later on, I'm going to invite some of you up here. I wish I could invite everybody, but the stage is so small and time is so short. And so first of all, wait a minute, we're going to vocalize and do some rhythms. How many like popcorn here? Raise your hand. Okay, that's good. Well, there's a Caribbean rhythm and global rhythm, actually. It's found in South India and many places in the world. And it really lends itself to popping popcorn. So if I told you, let's pop popcorn, this is what it would be. Pop the popcorn, pop the popcorn, pop the popcorn, pop the popcorn, pop. It becomes a rhythm. But you're actually saying what? Now we're saying it in a rhythm. So let's give that a try. What I'm going to do is show you what we do in an orchestra. And in bands, we count everybody off. I'm going to count off 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to start and then keep going. And I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to stop all together like magic, okay? Here we go. Pop the popcorn. You guys ready? Take a deep breath. 1, 2, ready, play. Pop the popcorn, pop the popcorn, pop the popcorn, pop the popcorn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop! Hey, what happened to the pop at the end? Let's give it a try. Take another. Are you guys still here? Did you guys leave? One more time, let me hear the voices. 1, 2, ready, play. Pop the popcorn, 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 pop. there's some soloists in the audience. It's okay, we need you. Okay, so now that we do that, now there's this thing what we call call and response. Call and response is basically like an echo. Everybody knows what an echo is, right? You say something, you go, hey, hey. Well, call and response is similar to that. Today what we're going to do is we're going to have a unique response. Now, the response is going to be, hold on a second. If somebody says pop the popcorn to you, what do you usually say? You say, give me some. Pop the popcorn, give me some. So that's going to be your response. It's going to go like this. Watch. I'll do it once. Pop the popcorn, give me some. Right? Pop the popcorn, give me some. You're going to be the give me some, all right? Now we're going to change it up a little bit. You're going to have to clap and say it at the same time. Can you do that? Yeah. Raise your hands. Because you need both of them. I gave you two. All right? Here we go. So I'm going to say, pop the popcorn. Give me some. One more time. Pop the popcorn. Pop the popcorn. I can't hear you. Pop the popcorn. Pop the popcorn. Pop the popcorn. There you go. He's going on tour with me. You're the guy. All right. One more time. Pop the popcorn. Pop the popcorn. Pop the popcorn. All right, let's not get overboard now. No, that's excellent. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to create a groove. And the groove is going to go like this. The groove is going to say pop the popcorn, and we're going to just keep going. But I need everybody, let me see. Stamp your feet in the heartbeat. It goes like this. The pulse is like this. Can you do that? Take a deep breath, please. Some of you are thinking in here. That's what we call the pulse. So you do that. Okay, now you're a running train. You guys are traveling too fast. Okay, very good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just play pop the popcorn while we're stamping our feet. Now, is that too much? That's a real difficult one, right? I think we're just going to go home. I think we're good. No, okay, let's try it one more time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop the popcorn and everybody steps. Here's the pulse right here. 1, 2, ready, and clap. All right, so next. I'm going to introduce you to a few instruments, and then I'm going to play a song that I wrote. And basically, I'm going to show you the instrument, and then demo it with a piece that I wrote on my CD. The first one, let's see, what instrument shall I pick first? I think I'm going to go over here because it looks pretty good. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Can I sit?
Yes.
Okay. I don't want to sit there. I want to sit over here. All right. This instrument right here, does anybody know the name of it?
Conga.
Whoa, let me say conga.
Conga.
Give yourself a hand. Now, conga is a quite interesting instrument. It's been around for a really long time. In the Caribbean, in the island of Puerto Rico, Cuba, and all over the world, this instrument was developed and modified. Of course, a lot of these instruments have an African heritage, but they really develop differently in each of those countries. How many here speak Spanish? ¿Casi todos hablan español? Entonces lo vamos a hacer en español. ¿Está bien? No, it's going to be in English today. But just so that you guys know, most Latin American countries use the conga, and actually all over the world. There's 3 basic tones. One is the bass. Notice how he lifts the drum up to get that bass. Then there's an open tone. The hand strikes it like this. And there's a slap tone. That's a slap. That's a slap. You need to do slaps on both hands. And then you can create the rhythms. So the popcorn, give me some, right? Pop the popcorn, give me some. Give what am I sitting on? A box. That's very good. Not any ordinary box. It's a box with a hole in it. Look at it. Not only does it have a hole, but they have like guitar strings in it. Now, very famous. It comes from Peru and Spain. And it's called the cajon. The cajon basically is a drawer or a box. And it's been around a very, very long time. It's become very popular, and it's made out of wood. And it sounds like this. Everybody's seen these before, right? What are they? Exactly wrong. No, you're right. Partially right. It's called the bongo. It's the way you say it. You don't want to say bongo. You can. It's okay, bongo. But most people call it bongo because the bongo is a traditional instrument that is born in the Caribbean, in Cuba, and in Puerto Rico, and the Dominican Republic. And then it traveled all over the world. You may have even heard some of the cartoon. I'm going to ask you to really listen to the instruments because as I play some of the tracks, I want you to really identify and find some of these sounds. What's the name of the big instrument there? Conga. What's the name of the box? Cajon. What's the name of the small instrument? Bongo. Excellent. You guys pass. May I play a song for you? What's the next instrument? Did you hear the congas in there? Did you hear the bongos in there? Did you hear the cajon? No, you didn't, because I didn't put cajon in the track. Just kidding. What's the next instrument, Chalo?
This is my favorite instrument. So is that one. This instrument is quite unique. It comes from the Middle East, from Egypt, and a very dear friend made this for me. And you see, notice the shape. The shape of it is everything to do with the sound. All the drums, if you notice different shapes, the voice is different. It's a language. It's a sound. So that's what we're doing here, is we're introducing you to many, many different sounds, many, many different languages. The one thing about drumming and music is that there are no borders. We just can play everything. Growing up in San Francisco allowed me to be able to play Latin music, rock music, Brazilian music, jazz music, classical music, anything that I wanted to. You guys have that same opportunity. This is the beauty of the melting pot that we have here. I have so many friends that actually educate me on all these instruments, and luckily I've been able to travel around the world to see firsthand how these instruments are played. But they're our neighbors, and it's a beautiful thing. The doumbek, or darbuka, it has two basic tones. The bass tone is a doom. Everybody? Doom. Doom. And then the high is the ta. So two tones, doom ta, doom ta, doom ta, doom ta, doom ta, doom ta. Now the very cool thing about this, notice the aperture here and the neck right here is very narrow. It allows the bass and the air to travel. Watch what I do when I disrupt the air. That's your science thing. This next song, well, I won't give it away. You probably heard it already.
good time? Now remember, you will be tested. And by the way, you will be playing, some of you will be coming up here with me and playing one of my last songs, and I can't wait. Wish that everybody could play, and we're going to try to get as many people to play. How about that? How about that? You guys ready for that? Don't get nervous, you might get picked. This is Brazilian telephone. Hello? What? The name of this instrument that comes from Brazil is called the agogo. Everybody? It's not the agogo. It's the agogo. Everybody? And it has basically two tones. So in many of the songs I'm going to be playing this agogo, and I want you to really listen for it, okay? Agogo. It has basically two pitches and one in the middle that you hit. The next instrument I want to introduce is the shaker. Shakers are very important. You're going to hear that in a lot of my soundtracks, music everywhere. Listen. Together, you can play fast, or you can play independent of each other. The Shakers. One of my favorite instruments. This instrument right here is made out of calabaza, which is a gourd. It's hard now, and it has beads around it. It's called the shekere. Everybody? Shekere is used in a lot of different music, African music, Latin music, Brazilian music, and this is what it sounds like, another type of shaker. Here's the next song that has some of that. Put your hands together. Então me liga, vou te dar prazer. the shakers in there? You heard the agogo? You even heard the congas in there, right? The bongos? You guys have good ears. Well, the next instruments are going to be very interesting. Some of my favorite. Again. This instrument is called the tamborin. You're going to hear it in the next song. It's one of the instruments that is played in the samba schools. Usually about 400. About 40 people play this instrument in the samba school parade. So, pay attention, maybe you could be next. Here we go, next instrument. Which truly is my favorite instrument. Hey, who's that? The name of this instrument is called the cuica. Can everybody say cuica? Can everybody say cuica? Cuica. Cuica. Now you guys know how to play the cuica. All right. The next song is going to have that in there. I want you to really listen to it carefully. And there's some sound effects that also you'll hear. It sounds like birds. How many of you can make a bird sound? That was a very famous song. Digimon Ice. Excuse me, I like taking this up. You guys having fun? Did you hear the cuica in there? So aside from making a bunch of faces and making the sounds with the cuica, it's actually a musical instrument with all the music in Brazil. You hear the tamborines and the shakers. You guys are pretty good. Are you guys ready to play pretty soon? You sure? Pop the popcorn. No, you guys are not ready. Let's try one more time. Pop the popcorn. Pop the popcorn. Okay. Okay, the next one. This is my favorite instrument, and I kid you not. It really is. I gotta find it. Oh, yes. This is not a tambourine, it's a pandero. Yeah, yeah. See, that's what we're talking about. So the pandero in Brazil is like a Brazilian tambourine or pandereta, different parts of Latin America. But basically, it's a tambourine, has jingles, has a drum head on it, but it's played much differently. I used to work with this guy named Sergio Mendes, and I had 10 years with Sergio Mendes. He brought the Brazilian music into U.S. back in Brazil '66 time. I came in at '88ish, and so he used to play this song called Garota de Ipanema. Spanish, Chica de Ipanema. In English, The Girl from Ipanema. How many of you heard that song? Exactly 0. That's okay. I redid it for you to hear it in Portuguese all over again. You may be asking, why do I sing in Portuguese? Well, that's a good question. So, growing up in San Francisco, my family is from Mexico, from this place called Tepatitlan, and so I learned how to speak Spanish, of course. Hopefully everybody learns how to speak Spanish. But then, I met a number of Brazilians that they spoke Portuguese, and I go, wow, that's really similar. And I was about 16 years old, and I said, wow, I sort of like that. Anyway, so I fell in love with the music early on, and I started speaking Portuguese, and I fell in love with the culture and the music, embracing both American culture, Mexican culture, and Brazilian culture. I am what they call Brasilicano. Yes, that's my phrase. And this next song epitomizes the Brasilicano in me.
Caminho do mar. Mostra teu corpo dourado, com som de Ipanema. O tempo avançando, é mais de um poema. Eu gosto da mais linda que eu já vi passar. Ah, porque estou tanto sim. Ah, porque tudo eu tá triste. Ah, a beleza que existe. A beleza que não sorria. Vida que passa sozinha. Ah, se ela soubesse que quando ela passa, o mundo sorrindo enche de graça e fica mais lindo com um caso de amor. 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 Olha que coisa mais linda, mais cheia de graça. Ela menina que vem e passa, o doce balanço, o caminho do mar. Moça do corpo dourado, do som de Ipanema, o teu balançando, é mais de um poema, é a coisa mais linda que eu já vi passar. Ah, porque estou tanto sim. Ah, porque tudo eu tá triste. Ah, a beleza que existe. A beleza que não sorria, que também passa sozinha. Se ela soubesse que quando ela passa, o mundo sorrindo sente de graça e fica mais linda por causa de amor. 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 Amor.
So, as this is my last song, and I hate to say this, but I really must go. It was fun. I hope you enjoyed. Now, yes? Yes? Everybody scream, come on! Now, as we're just now going to pick some people to come up and play right now, so I think, are you guys ready? So, you guys are going to sit up on this chair. Can everybody say, what is the call and response of pop the popcorn? Pop the popcorn! That's right. So as we're doing this, I want to start the music, so everybody hurry up, because now we're going to be popping the popcorn. Little kids up in front here. I want to say thank you for the Valley Cultural Center for having me here. All their sponsors, thank you so much. Please, big boys, get the big drum, all right? Big girls, get the big drum. And then there's plenty of other drums back there. Don't be shy. You guys ready? Siéntate, sit down, everybody. That way, face that way, the audience. You're going to be on television, okay? You don't want to have your back, although you're pretty here. Let me hear the drums, everybody. Make some noise. Make some noise. Oh yeah, louder, louder, louder. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four. Oh, that was a soloist. I get it. Let me hear you rumble. One more time. Let me hear the drums. Take it up. Take it up. As loud as you can go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we got it. One more time. Everybody rumble. As much as you can. Keep going. Don't stop. Popcorn. All right. Give me the track. Leo.
Bailando, luego me río llorando.
That we can ask Chalo about the instruments. I'm going to start by asking one. Chalo, you have a conga that has a big kind of barrel body, and then you have a conga that has no body. How does that change the sound, or does it change the sound?
Okay, Teresa, you were referring to the conga drum with the full body, and then the conga drum that has no body.
Is that a conga?
It has me, but it has no body. Okay, it is a conga. What we discovered, there's three, as I was telling you, three tones. You have a bass tone, you have an open tone, and you have a slap. Well, the only thing that you cannot get here is a bass tone, but you can get an open tone. Watch, when I strike with the hands, and you can get a slap. So those two are actually the narrowed down fundamentals of the conga.
Do you still call it a conga?
Absolutely. Well, this one manufacturer makes it. It's a compact conga.
Okay, does anyone have a question here? Do you have a question? Just stretching. Yes, right here in the front. He wants to know why you don't play American drums.
Well, that's a really good question. Okay, you have to remember is that the drum set is a very short history. The drum set, when he says American drums, you're referring to the marching snare drum? or the snare drum that was put on the stand with a bass drum and a hi-hat and cymbals that they play in the band. Is that what you're referring to? Okay, actually, that better explained is that it is an American invention. Actually, it goes back a little further, but the drum set used to just be a snare, basically, and no bass drum at all. And if you look through history, you're going to see the development of the drum set. And that, actually, when you go back in history, you can start finding out that all the rhythms, a lot of the rhythms derive from these kind of drums. So when you really look at the history of the drum set, which you refer to American drum, it is coming from the history of anything from Africa, from Cuba, from Brazil, all that came into one. And like when you think about funk music, R&B music, all that is relative to the invention of the drum set.
Do you play those instruments?
I don't play the drum set because I know too many great drummers, and I figured that I wanted to work, so I ended up playing percussion at 14 years old, and that suited me well. Thank you.
We have a young lady back there, and Kate, can you speak very loudly? One more time.
How do you play so fast?
How do you play so fast?
Okay, you've seen babies grow. It's the same thing. Basically, you see the baby, they don't even crawl yet. Then all of a sudden, wow, they're crawling. And then all of a sudden, they're walking. It's the same way in music or anything that you do in life. Everything takes time with practice. Practice, practice, practice. So now, you can walk faster than before. Now you can maybe run faster than before. When I first started playing, as a matter of fact, you never stop learning. You start slow. Anybody who thinks you start fast is incorrect. You start slow. Everything's slow. If you do it slow and enjoy it, you will be fast.
I have a follow-up question. Can you practice too fast and actually unlearn things that you're trying to learn?
Yeah, if you practice fast, that's basically going backwards. There's what we call endurance exercises, similar to sports. When you have extreme sports, if you want to learn how to throw a ball in a hole that's only 5 or 10 inches in diameter, you have to practice slowly. You just can't throw the whole, like basketball in there. Everything you do has to be done slowly, and you don't want to do fast because you will go backwards.
Who else has a question? Yes, ma'am.
What is the difference between a bongo and tabla?
Ah, very good. Okay, the difference between the conga and the tabla, this one here? Okay, there's a big difference.
No,
Okay.
tabla. The Indian.
Oh, the Indian tablas. Ah, well, I don't have them here to show, but
What do you play?
different. South Indian, North Indian, the tabla is a instrument that has a weighted head. Weighted head means that there's a black dot on there, and what happens, it makes a sound sort of like a speaker would that goes in and out, where when you strike this, it's more of a wave. You put the gob there, and it has a unique tone. Difference is that's an Indian instrument and very traditional in the Tarnak culture, like folk music, and the conga is really more Caribbean in Africa. And the small one, same. Bongo is the same. Same as this, in the same family.
Anyone else have a question? Yes, ma'am. She wants to know where you find all these instruments. They're from lots of different countries. Where do you find them all?
Very, very good. Well, when I was a kid, it was very difficult to find. So when I had friends from different countries, I said, can you please bring me back a pandero or a tambourine or a cuica? And they would bring it back. So, but now you can go on the internet and you can find any one of these instruments. Now what I do in my day job, I manufacture these instruments in Los Angeles. Actually, none of these heads are animal skin. They're actually synthetic.
And were they originally animal head? If you go to Honduras, will you find drums with animal heads?
Yes, like the African instrument, like the djembe, it's goat skin, and there's traditionally it's a cowhide or a buffalo hide, and they're manufactured in many parts of the world. Remo Incorporated, Mr. Remo invented the synthetic head for drum set, the American drum set. He was the one that invented that drum head, and when I started working with Mr. Remo 18 years ago, I started making synthetic heads for all these world instruments.
wants to know which drum is the hardest to play, and I'm going to ask a follow-up question is, are there things that transfer to drum that are the same?
Excellent question. There's some instruments, I would tell you, that they can translate from one to the other, but each one sometimes has a unique technique that you have to learn. I'll equate it to sports. If you play golf, sometimes, even though it's a sport and you're accurate at, hitting that ball, you have good eye-hand coordination, you can't really play football because maybe, it's the same, but it's different. So, for example, from the conga to this, the technique is completely different. Similar, it has an open and a slap tone. The cajon and the darbuka are similar but different. So what I've done and what people are doing nowadays in the 21st century is what we're doing is we're fusing all the different styles because this world's getting smaller. So we're able to take from the Middle East, we're able to take from South India or Central America or Brazil or the United States and put instruments and grooves together and make them quite unique. So they're all very challenging. If you stick to it, you can learn it in about years.
We have time for 3 more questions. I have a young lady right here, so think of them while we're talking. What was your beginning instrument?
The conga, because of the neighborhood I grew up in. Santana was down the block rehearsing. I was 14, and my dad was, he played in this type of music. I played in a mariachi group singing, and Jose Santana, Carlos's father, was in the mariachi band Estrellas de Jalisco. So congas in the neighborhood were the first thing. I was the first one to really grow out of that and go into the Brazilian music.
We have someone behind you has a question.
Yes, sir. Yes, is there a difference between the animal skin and the synthetic? Absolutely there's a difference. One involves an animal, and they have to give their life from the drum. Most of the animals are farmed for that reason, but over 20 years ago we started developing synthetic. Basically my role in the company is making the synthetic head sound like an animal skin. I still have one challenge, is that I can't make the cuica with a synthetic head just yet, but it's almost there.
I want to add that all the animals died of old age. You have a question for me? She wants to know which was the song that you wrote.
Oh, the song that I wrote, actually, the only, let me see, I didn't write any song on my album, just percussion pieces. The songs like Bailando is Enrique Iglesias and a number of different artists. So what I ended up doing, I love their songs, so I wanted to do them first. And my next CD will have originals, and there will be some English.
I did lie. We're going to take one more question. After that, if you have questions, you may come up and ask after we're done. But we're running out of time. But this gentleman has a question.
Whoa! How can music serve as an alternative for language? Well, let's put it this way. I've done workshops and clinics all over the world, and I don't speak all languages. I only speak 3, English, Spanish, and Portuguese. I've been in Asian countries. I don't speak any Chinese, Japanese, or Russian, or anything like that. And drumming, I never have to say a word. All I have to do is make my hand signals. And I think, to go a little bit more on that question, one of the most important things that you can get out of playing a musical instrument is the enjoyment of playing it and learning it yourself. It's something you do, you accomplish, and then you can share it. And that's the beauty, and that's the language that really resonates, is, I can say, music and a rhythm will speak more than any language in the world if you share it. So get an instrument, learn how to play it, enjoy it, and share it.
Please help me thank Eduardo for his beautiful music. I want to recognize the dancers, naturally, Catherine and Marcella, who dance so beautifully.